Yeah. Just waiting for Dietmar to join us. Should be any moment. My camera person will let me know when he's there. So it shouldn't be long now. Dietmar is in Germany, so it might be to do with the reception. I'll take a moment for it to get on there. Anything? Can't hear. Sorry, people. Right. Dietmar's here. Add. He's asking. He said add. Just waiting for Dietmar to join us. I'm not sure what the issue is. Okay. Hello, Dietmar. Can you flip it so I can see it? Are you there, Dietmar?
Yeah, I'm
Hello?
here, but actually it says, wait a second. What is wrong here?
It's saying to rotate the device back to the other
Yeah,
way.
it's my device says that it's only vertical and not horizontal. Is that
Yeah,
correct? Is it
same.
what is same with
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Okay.
Mine keeps saying to go back to vertical.
Okay, then let's do it vertical. Let me try. Okay.
Sorry about that. I'm not sure why it's doing that.
Okay.
You're upside down.
Okay, now I'm upside down. Okay, I have to twist the cell phone. Wait a second.
People have to allow for our age with technology.
Yeah, ask me. Okay, let's
So,
see.
and I apologise for getting the time a bit mixed up, Dietmar.
That's okay. All right, so let me see if that works. Let me check with the chair. Yep, that's fine.
Okay, stand up.
Oh, wait a second.
Here we are.
Wait a second. Just a second.
Are you
Okay.
ready? So just a quick intro for my awesome guest, Dietmar Pohl. I'm sure everybody knows, is one of the greatest knife makers ever, and made the amazing knives for Last Blood movie for Sylvester Stallone, the MK9 and the MK8. And this is our second interview. And welcome, Dietmar. Thank you very much for joining me.
Are you still there?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Now my picture was freezing. So first of all, please forgive me if I should do some coughing or sneezing during the interview. I had a nasty cold now for 2 weeks, and bad things about getting older is that stuff like this takes even longer, you know. And
Yeah.
but I'm doing fine now. I'm doing fine now.
Yeah. Well,
So
hopefully you recover.
I'm very excited about that second interview because
Yep.
the last time when we spoke together, I was in Hope, British Columbia,
Yep.
and I was in Rambo Town, and yeah, that was my second time there, and a great experience again. And yeah, now we are all looking forward for the hopefully 45th anniversary in 2027. And
Yep.
at the moment, I spoke with our friends Brian McKinney and Scott Hardy. At the moment, they don't have any information about if there's hopefully an anniversary, but
Yep.
if not, I was just talking to both of them and said, if there's nothing official, maybe we will do something unofficial on a low level. And for
Yep.
sure, there are many fans here in Germany that would like to join us, and we could do our own program. But yeah, let's see if they hopefully do something in Hope.
Well, worst comes to worst, we could do the 50th anniversary.
The 50th anniversary. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
be. How old I'm then? 66. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm 50 this year, so yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're 9 years behind. So okay,
Yeah.
you're not. That's when we
Yep. Yep. So, yeah.
I will give you all some information about the early 80s when
Yep.
First Blood came into the movies and what was a band.
Yep. Just while you're talking, so just continue talking. I'm just going to bring.
You know,
Yeah.
there was not much. I will show you. I will show you. But go ahead. You are the showmaster. Tell me what you want to do.
Thank you. So first of all, we might touch on, of course, the 1982 when you saw First Blood, like the rest of us, and it changed our lives, I suppose, with falling in love with knives, and but for you more significantly, obviously, because you are now, a top knife maker and have this amazing company, Pole Force, of course, and to have the opportunity to make knives for Sylvester Stallone for one of the Rambo franchises. Just that's a dream come true, obviously. So for those that are Rambo fans, I'm sure most of my viewers will be. What did that mean to you? Seeing the movie and just eventually getting.
Let's really go back into history a little and
Yep.
how everything started. Um, sorry. As I said, Sylvester Stallone was just one part of it, but it really started almost 6 years earlier. The jump school and came home. I was at that time 11 years old, and he came home and brought his army rucksack with him with all the gear. And one of this equipment was a German paratrooper gravity knife, and that is a knife that the origins of this knife goes back into Second World War, and that kind of knife was also issued to German paratroopers during Second World War and aircraft personnel. And the idea behind this knife was that if you probably landed with your parachute in a tree or something like that,
Yep. Right. I didn't know where that came from. Yeah, that's very interesting.
this knife and I was really blown away. So I felt immediately in love with that, and so that was the beginning. That was the first time I was in touch with special knives or military knives in general. And yeah, then a couple of years later, in December 1982, a friend of mine, Stefan, and I think you know Stefan as well, right? And
Yeah.
it's my German buddy.
Yeah, I've seen him on the social media. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And he said I should give you his best regards. I asked him to
Thank you.
join today so that we both could tell a little bit about the early '80s, but
Yeah.
he's booked. So, but
Please give
back
him
to
my
the
best.
story. Yeah, I
Yeah.
will. I
Please,
will. Thank you.
please. Yeah.
And so back to the story. So I visited him in his house, and he was a Sylvester Stallone Rocky fan before. And he was pretty much into sports movies, boxing movies, and everything. And he knew that I was very much into military. I liked John Wayne. I liked the Green Berets. I liked Apocalypse Now. Everything that has to do with special units, Vietnam, and all that stuff. And he showed me that movie magazine that I still have after more than 40 years. I must show you. That is the original issue of the Cinema magazine from December 1982, and
Wow.
he showed me this. That's the entry page, and
Yep.
when he showed me that picture here, I was
Oh, well,
I was in love. I was definitely in love with knives, and I've never seen a knife like this before. And yeah, shortly after, on that weekend, I went to the cinema and saw First Blood for the first time. And I can really remember that night, and it was freezing cold. And when I came out of the movie theater, I was still shaking. That was such an unusual movie. And as Sly said to me once, that movie was not just a movie about a Vietnam veteran, but it created at the same time a new genre of
I certainly did.
tough guys with muscles, with heavy weapons, with knives and everything. So you know what happened? Chuck Norris jumped on the train, Arnold Schwarzenegger jumped on the train, Michael Dudikoff,
Yeah.
all the other guys, and so when I came home, I couldn't sleep all night, and the next day when I came back from school, I thought I need a knife like this, and of course, I had no information about. And if I would have known at that time that I should have waited to the end of the screen credits to see the knife designed by Jimmy Lyle, then at
Yeah.
that time I would have at least known who made the knife. But
Yeah.
so that was all not available at that time. And try to imagine how that was really a Cold War area, and there was no internet, so you couldn't simply Google it. We
Yeah.
had the most high tech equipment we had was a telephone at home, with a turning
Yep.
wheel, and so that was most of the high tech equipment that you had at that time. So,
Yep.
and next day when I came back home from school, I went to the basement of my father's house, and what I had at this time, and this unfortunately not the original, I'm still looking for it somewhere. We must find it after more than 40 years. But I had an old K-bar knife, and so I thought, okay, that is the best thing that I could probably now modify. And what I did, I used the round file. I used the round file and made a serration in the back of the blade. And
Yep.
that was my kind of Rambo knife that I had in the beginning. And yeah, that was the moment when I fell in love with the knife. And it was a hard time to get information about who made it and
Yep.
where to get some. And the only thing that was available at that time from the United States was a magazine that's no longer published. It's called Soldiers of Fortune. And
Oh,
Soldiers
yes,
of
another
Fortune
one.
was
Yep.
was a kind of mercenary magazine, if you want to. And there was an ad in the magazine, and it says Jimmy Lyle, Arkansas. And so that was the first time when at least I had the information who made the knife. And yeah, some years later, um, I put all my guts together and wrote my first English letter to the United States. And as you can imagine, at that time, when you send letters, it took at least 3 to 4 weeks to get an answer. And
Yep.
so yeah, he answered me. He sent me that what is now very classic. He sent me that little leaflet that he had with folded 6 pages folded, and at least I had the idea what's the price on that. And
Yep.
700
That's a lot of money back then.
2,000 nowadays,
Yeah, at
and
least.
yeah, at least, yeah. And so that was all not available for a guy here was 17, 18 years old.
Yep.
So, and the next step, the next step to to at least get something that was made in the United States and was special operations, if you want to, was the Gerber Mark II knife. The Gerber
Yep.
Mark II is a dagger, as you probably
Yep.
still in top shape, top condition. And that was
Ah,
the first thing where I said, okay, that comes very close to special forces and special operations and everything,
they're not
but
easy to
still
find
not.
now.
But
Not easy to find now.
no, yeah, I know, and even worse, if you try to get the one, almost impossible.
Yeah.
So the next, the next, the next step in the evolution, and that was back in um, there was a knife on the market from the United States that at least goes into the direction of a survival knife, and that was the so-called Buckmaster. And the
Yep.
Buckmaster, as you probably know, that was the first knife, the first really hollow handle survival knife with serration, yeah, with these funny studs here and
Yep.
hollow handle. And yeah, that was a at that time pretty cool knife and affordable because it was a
Yep.
mass production knife. That was not a custom made.
Yep.
And at that time, it was also the first knife that had a bead blast finish or sandblast finish on it, similar like the Rambo knives or the First Blood knife. And yeah, that was what was available, if you want, more or less in the early 80s. And
Yep.
but from that moment on, I was also a collector who tried to get all the original stuff. And so that was the starting point, if you want to. And yeah, step by
Yep.
step over almost 3 decades, I collected the stuff. And yep, that's probably a little bit about the background.
Yep. Yeah, it's great. I've been playing catch up just the last 10 years. I collected knives when I was young, but only very cheap stuff. And because of the internet now, and yeah, it makes it a lot easier when you can network and meet people as a collector.
Mm,
And but I never dreamt of getting to know a knife maker that made knives for the Rambo movie. I got to pinch myself
okay.
sometimes.
Okay. Okay. So um, you asked me
So
if I could
yep,
show you some of the Lyle stuff, if you want to.
yeah, yep, yep.
And
And
yeah,
what are your apart from the Rambo knives? What are your favourite couple of knives?
knives in general, knives from movies,
Yeah,
or
yeah. Apart from movie knives, just like for me, um, just curious about what your favourite knife would be that isn't to do with movies or Rambo.
Mm.
Yeah, just a knife.
So
If you have one,
um,
it might be a very
yeah,
difficult choice.
yeah, yeah. When I started working full time for the knife industry now for the last 30 years, um, in the beginning I was not that much into folding knives, honestly,
Yep.
because all the all the hero knives that we knew, they were all fixed blade knives. There were almost no folding knives in
Yeah.
movies. Except one that was used in Cobra, also by Stallone, that was made by
Yep.
Michael Walker. But yeah, the rest were fixed blade knives. And also, same story. Um, when you go back into the 80s and 90s, in the 80s, there were really the gravity knife from the German paratrooper. That was more or less the only special knife. I wouldn't call it a tactical knife, but a special knife in military use. But
Yep.
other than that, you didn't have that much or nothing. So when I started working for Boker Knives back in 1993, I was the one who came up with the idea that Boker should probably make a tactical switchblade knife. And I saw some
Right. Yep.
and the spring mechanism and the push lock button locking system, that was all new at that time. But the guy who invented the knife never had a patent or something on it, so everybody used it legally. And yeah, I was very much fascinated about the idea to have a tactical switchblade knife. And
Yep.
yeah, I approached my boss, and what came out was the so-called speed lock. And the speed lock
Um, yep.
is the speed lock is, I think it's not only one of the most successful, but it is most of that is practically the most successful knife that Boker ever made when it comes to production numbers. And probably there were more speedlock knives made than any Nazi daggers in Solingen. And So that's a huge number over years and
Wow.
decades. And
Yeah.
so this is a knife where even today, I'm very proud of, because the
Yep.
design that was so straight, so classic,
Yep.
and even today, it could stand all designs that are on the market right now, and that is a design, that is a knife that I'm very proud of. So
Yep.
that's why I started into folding knives. And the other one is, after years in the industry and working together with special forces units around the world, and also especially with SWAT teams here in Germany, I came into yeah in, into this world of special operations more and more, and learned really the specific needs and requirements that they had on their equipment.
Yep.
And if you really carefully listen to this, and not just make some cool drawings, and realize it in
Yep.
steel, and you know you can tell everybody any stories about it, about the slashing and moving like this, and that all bullshit. You know, when you go into real world, into the real world, you will
Yep.
you will find very quickly, and that's what I learned the hard way, is that most of the folding knives that were on the market, and even
Yep.
if they were called tactical knives, they just work with your bare hands. So when you
Yep.
open it, everything, yeah, that's cool, that worked quick, and blah, 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 blah. But everything changed in the moment when you have gloves on. And this is
Yep.
something that I learned very quickly, that no operator in this world, if it is on the east side or on the west side of the world, every
Yep.
tactical operator needs his gloves on, because they have
Yeah.
to. You know,
Yep.
if they are whatever, go through glass, grab something, whatever, and you need gloves. And at the moment when you have your
Yep.
gloves on, try to operate a liner lock, or try to operate that little thumb disc to open the blade. So it's
That's a very good point.
yeah. So, and then I said, okay, that is the starting point for my own company, for Pole Force. And that's when I designed the Alpha One. Sir. And this is the original prototype that I made in the basement of my house. It's made of wood. And this
Yep.
is exactly the prototype that goes back into February 2000.
Wow.
And that's the real one. And that's, as you can see, a really large knife. And it is large, not because I want to have a big folding knife just for show purpose. No, that's what you really need if you have gloves on. And then you can really operate it easily with your gloves on and everything. So that's the reason why everything is idea behind the design, from the very heavy and large thumb stud here, to all the radios in here, so where you can handle it,
Yep.
and everything had a purpose on that knife. And that's
Wow.
where we started. That's where we started Pole Force. And it came also in a time in 2009, when I started Pole Force, when the world economy was pretty much down. So everybody was looking for his money to save money and everything.
Yep.
So, and at that time, everybody wants to have, of course, strider knives. But they were not affordable. They were not
Yep.
affordable, extremely expensive, hard to get, everything. So there was an alternative. There was an alternative for 100, and I think we started with 150 euros, something like that. And it was, in the beginning, I think it was 440C steel, or the D2 steel, and that was good. That everything was just fine, and that was the
Yep.
starting point. And we sold, established Pole Force. and to go also into the military or police tactical business.
Yep.
And that's a knife. That's a knife, as you asked me. That's a knife apart from the movie knives that I
Yep.
collect. But this is business. This is
Yep. Yep. Oh, you there?
yes, I'm here.
Oh, sorry, it froze up for a second, Dietmar.
Yeah,
Sorry
so
about that. I'm not
you
sure.
too, you too, you too.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's really interesting, and I can see why it was an easy choice for Sylvester Stallone to choose you, because you know your military stuff and the ins and outs of what knives would be ideal for tactical situations.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's great.
And so if you want me to, I can go quickly to the lighter knives if you want to.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just a little bit worried if we go too long. I don't want my phone to overheat like last time.
Okay.
It should be okay. I've
No,
just got my
go
daughter.
through your questions. You have questions. Go
uh,
through your questions.
Okay, I've got my daughter to put the air conditioning on to cool it down just in case, and I've taken my phone cover off. But anyway, dealing with phones can be a bit unpredictable. But
Yeah.
so first question I had was your favourite knife. So I've also got the Blade magazine with
Yes.
your knives on it. That's a pretty cool achievement, I suppose, to make the cover
Yes.
with two amazing, not just one knife, but two knives. And I was going to ask, have you ever thought about, or you haven't done a book that I know of, but have you ever thought about doing a book about knives?
So this is something now I can spoil it. Exclusive in your interview. You will be
Oh,
the
wow.
first one who can spread it into the world. Yes. Matter of fact is that the next plan is that I will do my book on tactical knives, 30 years pole design, and that will cover really my whole history from what I told you about the early 80s
Yeah.
to the movies. And this will be the book project that my goal is to have that thing finished by next year.
Oh, wow. I'll
And
definitely buy it.
so and the good thing is, and that's the plan right now, is that we will make it directly bilingual. That means we will have it in German and English at the same time.
Oh,
So
awesome.
we can sell it worldwide. And so what will be part of the book? I can quickly go through it if you want to.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, what inspired me? What inspired me? Of course,
Yep.
first blood, and the
Yep.
ideas and the designs and the kind of finish of the knives, and so it pretty much covers the early 80s to the 90s when I started working for the knife industry when I was a student. And yeah, it covers of course the time from my three jobs that I had in the knife industry, from the time when I was at Boker Knives for 13 years. Then I was for 1.5 years at Eichhorn Knives. They are mostly known for bayonets, and
Yep.
I learned a lot about bayonets at that time. So these 18 months that I was working for Icon, that was amazing. I was working with governments. I was working with Canada, and that was amazing. That was a great time, and I learned a lot about bayonets. And yeah, and then of course pole force, and then we will really try to cover all the designs that I did, and uh,
Yep.
probably not all of them, because I'm not only design tactical knives, but I design also not kitchen knives, but regular outdoor knives or hunting knives. So that will be not
Yep.
part of the book. And of
Oh, that
course,
sounds excellent.
and then a huge chapter will be the movie knives. And
Yep.
as you probably know, I'm not only made the knives for Rambo Last Blood, but for other
Yep.
movies as well.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it will be a huge book, a huge project, and that will be, I think it will be more or less a full-time project for me to
Yeah.
recover everything and to bring everything into a book. And this is really my goal. My goal before I turn next year 60 to have that book finished.
Well, I'm excited to hear about it, and I thank you for announcing it here.
Yeah, so here we go. You're the first
Yeah,
one.
that's great news. Yep,
It
I'll
is.
definitely
It is,
buy a
and,
copy.
and as you can see, or as you can feel, how exciting I'm about it. You know,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is, you know, this is. It's not like I'm writing my memoirs or something, but
yeah,
it's, you
yeah,
know, because I live a dream. I live a dream.
yeah, yeah,
You said that.
yeah,
From the 16 years old boy who was so fascinated by Rambo and First Blood. 36 years later, I was the guy who made the knives for Last Blood, and I'm still in love with knives, and still in love
yeah,
with creating things, and I met so many people, actors, movie guys, and of course my friend Sly, and
yeah,
so I will even try to somehow, but that's just at the moment. At the moment, this is just an idea that I have. So I have to talk with him first. That I somehow can get him into the book as well. But
yeah.
again, that I of course I have to clear that first. But
Well,
that
either
will be
way,
that will
either
be
way,
amazing.
yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a huge success to me, Dietmar. It really will, because I know that there's many of us that would love to hear the full story. You know, we know about the movie Knives and everything, but um, you know, it's great to hear what's behind that, and you know, I think it'll be a great success.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
So, but on the
yeah,
other hand, I must honestly tell you, Greg, I'm doing that book along with my assistant Sebastian. He was the
yeah,
good heart and soul for the last 12 years along with me. So my
yeah,
success is also his success. And
yeah,
but honestly, Greg, I'm not doing that for money.
yeah,
This is something that I all the years that where I have achieved certain things. Um, there must be always the next level for me.
yeah,
Something that
yep,
and in any way,
yeah,
and that's me. That's I can't be different. I have to do it like this. So
yeah.
that will be a book with a lot of amazing pictures and photos and stories you never heard before. So that will be
Yeah, it
great.
sounds like it's meant to be, and I think it's a great progression in your story. Yeah, I think that's great.
Your picture is freezing.
Ah,
Okay,
can you
now
hear
you're
me?
alive again. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to have to do a third interview about the book now,
Yeah, yeah,
and
definitely. Once it is
Sebastian,
available, yeah, you
yeah,
must do that.
yeah, and Sebastian will have to join us, I think.
Absolutely,
That'd be
absolutely.
great.
And
So I'll get to the next
he is an
question.
expert. He is an expert. Yeah.
Yep, yep, great. So next question. Um, so this one is from another collect. Ah, can you hear me? You there? I can. It's not saying anything. You there? Can you get the caller thing, John? Hello.
Hello, Greg.
You
Ah,
there?
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
there.
I think it might just be the reception or something.
Okay, okay.
Yep. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I'm doing. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Okay, great. Sorry, I've brought the phone in closer just so I can see you a bit better. I need glasses, and I like to be able to see who I'm talking to. So a friend of mine, Chris, he's also a collector of your knives and Rambo fan. So he's one of my subscribers, Chris Rambo fan. He asked the question. So do you have any more plans for the MK9 or MK8 or Rambo knives apart from the ones that we know about? You there? Oh, it's freezing again now. Yep. Yep.
One with black Cerakote finish. And next week, the knives will finally get the edge on it, and we're very
Yep.
close for offering the knives. And so this is the next thing. And yeah, I have I at the moment I can't spoiler too much about it, but there will
Yep.
be something else that we will offer and show very closely, probably in April already. So, but
Okay.
that will be a surprise.
Yep.
And
I think that they're
part,
two of the. Sorry, they're two of the most beautiful knives that I've seen. To be honest, they're beautiful knives. You've really done well with those. Yeah, it's freezing up a little bit here too.
I just
Can you hear me okay now? Yep, I'm here. Yep, I can hear you. Yep. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what it is. As long as you can hear me, I guess that's okay. So the other question I had was, yep. Okay, so the other question I had from one of my subscribers and good friends, Donovan Chu. So he asked if you ever plan on doing a hollow handle knife in future.
yeah, this is something, we are when it really comes to the 40 in Hope, British Columbia.
Yep.
The idea right now in my mind is that I will create something with a hollow handle.
Oh, wow.
So for the MK9 Legacy, as you know,
Yep.
the serration, the screwdrivers, and everything was inspired by Jimmy's knives. But
This one here.
for yeah, I still can't see you. It's just a freeze
Oh,
pictures of you. But
sorry. I just
so
showed
but
my legacy. Yep. Yep. Oh, that's exciting. That's great. So I might have to end it shortly, just in case it cuts out. So I'm really excited about the new Legacy 13 knives, and we'll see how I go. I may end up with one if I can play my cards right, but we'll see. But it's exciting to see them anyway. And thank you so much once again for sharing some information with us on my channel. I'm very, very appreciative, and I feel very lucky. And yes, all the best. Oh, you've cut out a bit now. Yeah. Okay. So I might wrap it up now, Dietmar.
as we said, yeah,
Yep.
as we said, yeah,
Okay.
we definitely must have a next time.
Yep. Much appreciated. You're a champion, and you're my brother. And all the best to the family. And I shall speak to you soon. Thank you so much. Okay. Bye bye. Okay. I have to. How do I turn it back? All right. Bye bye. I just have to work out how to stop this now. Bye bye. It's not working. How to stop it? And bye bye.